Hello, welcome to my channel today. I'm the Analyst. I welcome you. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe now and check out my previous videos. You can like, comment, and ask your questions. So in this video, I'll be teaching Excel, how to join text in Excel and extract some insights from your data. Working with the dates, how to extract months, day, year, and text from your data. So just work with me. Okay, first of all, we have a first name here, a last name. So I want to generate a full name based on the first and last name I have using the formula, not just typing it directly, but using the formula. Then add, this is the started work date. This is the date of retirement. Okay, so I want to know how many years and months worked. I want to know the months is retired. The months I mean here is the month name, the day name, the year is retired, the month started work, the day started work, the year started work. So let's get around it. Now in joining text, now I want to join Henry and Alaba. I could use concatenate. There are different ways you can do this. Concat, so the first text, comma, second text. By the time I do this, see what happens. It joins them together. What I could do, I could use a double quote to give me a space there. I'll show you. So let's see what we'll do there. Now I'm joining 66 plus a space. Remember, I'm using the comma, so you see this as the second text but an empty space. You see that? Then the third text 3, which gives me this. So all I could do was just to drag down and I have my figure. Another way of doing this, instead of using concatenate, the concat function, I could just do equal to this and put myself double quotes and this. These two works. I personally would prefer this. So I'm able to have the full name. So if this guy, if Henry name changes to probably Philbert, you see that is dynamic. So you could use this to have a full name of your data. Probably you have the first name and last name and you want to get a full name. You could join text with that. So the next thing I'm going to check here now is I have the started work dates. I have the dates of retirement. Now I want to get how many years and months worked. Okay, I'll do this last. Let's start with the month of retirement. What month did Philbert Alaba retired? What month? Is it January? Is it February? March? April? May? Now there's a function called months on your Excel. Now what month does is returns the number. Month returns the number. But we don't want to see number. We want to see the text, and it's the month name. So what we will use is a function called text. What a text does, text converts a value to text in a specific number format. So text is very vast. There's a lot you can do with text. There's a whole lot you can do with text, especially with dates. So I'm going to use text. The value I want. One beautiful thing about Excel also is that it guides you when you're working with formulas. Now we are currently at the value. It's asking you what value. This is our value. To move to the next format of text, I have to put a comma, like you see there. Now I'm in a format of text. So what is the format of text you want that date to be? Now it has to be in a double quotes, not single quotes, double quotes. My double quotes. I want to see the months. Now what you should understand, the months is shown with M. To get the months from the dates is M, for the year is Y, for the day is D. So to get the month name, I'm going to use, first of all, 1M. We're going to break it down. 1M gives you, let's see what 1M gives us. Gives us the number, right? Now let's track it out. Gives us the number in one. For the cases where it is just one whole number, it gives you just that. But if I'm using 2M, it still gives me the number, but it gives me in 2 digits. It gives me in 2 digits. So the 1M returns in 1 digit, the 2M returns in 2 digits. Just so you know that. But what about 3M's? Let's check it. 3M gives me the months abbreviated, the short form of the month. Now, if you drag this down, you will see September, Sept, April, Sept. So what I want to get the full month, I put the 4M's. So it depends on you what you're trying to achieve, right? So if you want to use a short month name, you could just use 3M. Now, for your information, it is not case sensitive. We could use all small letter. It works just like it will work with capital letter, just so you know. Okay, so I've gotten the month retired. So Philbert retired November, right? What about the day retired? The same applies for day. I'm going to use the text. Retired, pick retired as a value, comma. The format, remember 1D gives us the number in 1 digit. For those that are 1 digits, that means between 1 and 9, you will get 1 to 9. But let's check it, like you see. But 2Ds gives us 2 digits, like you see. So it runs on 2 digits. What of 3D does? Just the same way, short form of the day, right? Then 4Ds gives us the full day name, like we've gotten. So you will see that it was on Monday that Philbert Alaba retired. It was on a Monday. Even if from here we couldn't have ascertained the day of the week that he retired, but with this formula now we could see that it was actually a Monday. Then we check your calendar, you will confirm that this is a Monday. Remember my date is month, day, year. That's the arrangement, Monday, year. Okay, now we've gotten that the year. The year is as simple. You could also use there's a formula called year. It's a formula called year. This should work in this case, because there's nothing like what form of the year. So if you're going to use text to get the year, the difference you will get from this is that you will be able to have the short form of the year. You have 1Y, give us the short form, 2 digits. You have 2Y, same thing. If you have 3Y, the full year, you have 4Y. So you could want to use the short year, 23, 24, So it all depends on what you want to use. But for this case, I'll just use the year function. So that works. Now the same thing for the month started work, just the same formula. So started work no September, the 3rd November. The day started work. Okay, got it. So the same thing. And also remember, there's a function called day. What does day returns? It returns the day itself. But we want to see the day name. Remember that. We're using the text. To the text. Started work. DDDD. So just double click, cutting that in the year 2. Let me use the text here. Remember, single quotes wouldn't work. Good. Now we have all of this. Now this is where we're going to have some like insights. Want to see something like Philbert Alaba started working with. Now let's have a company name. Let's give his company Bamboo Investments Limited, right? Let's make it bold. So I want to have something like Philbert Alaba started working at Bamboo Investment Limited on the, you put the day, you can say on the 22nd of the month. 22nd, you're gonna put, which is a Monday, Tuesday, and retired on the 11th or 20th of November, which is a Monday. So something like that, combining all of these texts. Now I'll show you why it's important with a very good example. Now let's start. Now pay attention from here. Photo, the full name, Philbert Alaba, right? Now I'm not going to use CONCAT. I'm going to use just the and to join each and every one of the items, right? Philbert Alaba. You must always have put the and when you want to join a cell to a string. Remember, the double quotes is a string. Let's say started working with. Now notice something. I'm putting a space before started. Now let me show you. If I remove the space, and I remove this space, working with and this, let's see what we have there. See what happens. If Alaba started working with Bamboo Investments, they are all joined together. So how do I correct that? I have to put a space here. Put a space here. Right? If Alaba started working with Bamboo Investments Limited. Now I want to do something. I want the Philbert Alaba to be in a proper state, not proper. So I'll put the function proper. So I'll put the E6, which is Philbert Alaba, inside of the proper function. Now let's see what this does. Remember what proper does, not proper. Okay, it's making more sense, right? Alaba started working with Bamboo Investment Limited. So I will now say something like on, sorry. So on the, now I want to have the dates numbered now, right? So how do I do that? Just put the day. Started working when it started day. So I want to put and space of, let's say what we have already. But about started working with Bamboo Investment Limited on the 22nd, 22 of, right? So we continue of. So I want to have the months now, which is started working months, which is this, right? So what we could do again, working on, I could say on Monday of the day, started working day. Just follow me. I started working with Bamboo Investments on Saturday, 22nd of September. Now the year definitely is this, right? Now, so let's add our, remember we need to add a space here. So I about started working with Bamboo Investment Limited on Saturday, 22nd of September 1990. If I should change this date now, something like since it's a month day here, so let's do December 16th, 2017. We'll see that Philips started working on investment on Saturday, the 16th of December 2017. You will see that there's a change and it makes it dynamic and make it automated. Now this is very important because you need this even in Power BI in writing dynamic insights. I'll show you a very good example, insights that will help tell the story based on the data that you selected. Okay, let's go on. I hope you are getting it. Okay, and retired. Remember your and, when to put your and when to put your double quotes, and when to put your space. Very important. Retired on the day retired, which is Monday. So Monday the retired on Monday the 20th of, now I want to put of November, right? It's I6. Now we have it complete. Philip started working with Bamboo Investment Limited on Saturday the 16th of December 2017. Retired on Monday the 20th of November 2023. Right? So this is an insight to our data. Now this is just a very basic example. You could have this elaborated to suit your need. Like I said, I'll show you a use case. So by the time we drag down, you see this for across board. Let me put a border around it. Border. So you see, Gabriel Daniel started working with. Okay, one thing that we didn't do, we needed to lock the H4. Very important. But we drag down. So I'm going to lock it with F4. So let's drag down. Good. Gabriel Daniel started working with Bamboo Investment Limited on Thursday, 30th of March 2000. Retired on Wednesday, the 4th of September 2019. You see that Adegoke Femi. Now, this is where it gets interesting. You could actually change the name and it reflects there. Let's have something like Gerald Stone, right? So it's a whole lot you could do with this, and understanding it is very key when you want to work with dynamic insights. Now I'll show you a use case. Now, looking at this report, we have the days, and which is even a formula. So from the previous they added 2, which is making it ignoring the Sunday. This is +1. So by itself, I have this. So this is typed. So the quantities that was collected for the first week of June. First week of June 2 is formula. Remember, the June is there. I reference the June. So that tells you that if I come here and put April, you can see that it changes. Everything changes. See, they are connected. As I said, remember to always reference yourself. Don't hard code. Now I have quality collected, sum, right? Difference in work done based on this minus the previous, right? Now look at the summary I have here. Based on the data collected on the first week of June and the previous week, there was a that increase or decrease. I use the formula if C244, which is this. If this is greater than this, then there was an increase, else a decrease. And in work done by career workers. With just this, I have an insight. Based on the data collected for the first week of June and previous week, there was a decrease in work done by career workers. 9.79% decrease. Now, based on the data collected for the second week of June, there was a decrease to 35.45 decrease. Yeah, there was an increase. You can see 14.75 increase. Yeah, there was an increase, 49.64 increase. So having dynamic insight is very key as a data analyst. Now I'll show you this. I will show you this in Power BI. Now, looking at my current the report I did on Power BI, complaint analysis reports, you will see some insights here. Let's check in page 1. You can see all of these are hard coded. All these are with formulas. I'm going to show you how I got it. Now this is a measure. Now you can see that from the mean here to the max here, all this a total of total complaints were recorded. Pick in, pick here, and list in, list here. So it's very key actually when you are having to work with dynamic insights. That's not the one you type in and it doesn't reflect the data you have selected. Now let me show you why I talked about this. Now from 2017 to 2023, total of 62,000 complaints were recorded with this year-over-year percentage increase. Now it peaked in 2022, I will see, but it had a list in 2017. Now, if I should drill through 2021, this changes. So you say in 2021, here where this, you could see that is reflecting the change because it is dynamic, right? So that's the power of having a dynamic insights done. So just to mention, knowing how to join text, how to combine what you have is very key. Analyst, playing around with it gets more interesting as you work with it. But just understanding the basics. First of all, you have to have your hand before you have the string. Then after the string, you have your hand to join. So the hand is joining, right? So for me, I remember to put your spaces where you need to put spaces. If you need to make any adjustments with the formula, also you can do that. So it's actually very key. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any question, ask in the comment section. Kindly subscribe, like the video, and make comments. Thank you very much.